Ladies and gentlemen, we're here. First episode, Behind the Machine. My guest, Dro.
My name is Pedro Genao. I do A&R work at Def Jam. Prior works with Shady Records and Goliath Artists on the A&R management and just innovative side of things. Episode 1, Behind the Machina.
You already know. So let's get right into it, Dro. This show is about, talking about what a machine is. And, you're somebody that I look at constantly, through Instagram and socials and the artists that you work with. I see the machine that you have. So talk to me about, how you built this machine that you have. And if you could tell our guests and our fans at home, what your machine is.
Creativity is the machine. Creating. If you don't create and have a vision, there's no reason to have any kind of execution. So creating is the first thing, having an aesthetic, having a feel of what not only you think people are hearing, but what they're seeing, what they're living, and how you can paint the canvas for others, because a lot of people don't like to think. So when you could think for them, it gives them an emotion, and that's a great feeling. So if you don't create, there's nothing that's going to happen in this machine. It's like an artist. You can't ask him how he paints. It's the feeling when you go in there. Kind of the same feeling when you're discovering an artist from an A&R point of view. You don't only hear it, you got to feel it. And then everything starts to happen. I swear to you, I don't know what it is, but everything starts to happen. You start to think about what brands align, what you see as far as like a touring vision, what you see as far as like a merchandise business.
When did you know that, you knew that you could create something? Because not everybody knows, like, oh shit, I could sit here and make something out of nothing.
That's fire that you asked that question. Well, since young, I used to play on basketball teams. That demand to want to win as a guard, you wanna instruct, you wanna create. If you can go one-on-one with your guy, that's fire. But if I can see that you could kill down low, it's creating that move these guys to this side. Let me get Mark in the post and feed them. Feed them. So since I was playing basketball, I knew that like having that vision, having that creativity to know that, we could kill, but we could simplify the kill. I don't always have to go to the basket. I don't always have to have somebody come around the wing. Like, let's make this easy. This is one-on-one. He can kill. Let's go. So I would say when I was like 14, 15, and like just knowing that I had that voice. Basketball players in the neighborhood, like we're influential kids. You know what I'm saying? We dress dope. We meet up. We with each other. We got this thing.
So when I first met you, and I remember this, and I want to shout this guy out too, because he just made a huge move. The first day I met you, you played an artist for me, Vince Ash. Shout out to him. He just signed with Rosenberg's new label. I'm glad you said that you picked up this creativity bug when you was younger playing ball. How did you translate that into your work in the music industry?
It's a feeling, and when I heard Vince's music, he has this husky, thing that it reminded me of Pac. If you look up who he is, and yes, he signed a deal, he's not somebody who has a major following, but the people that will tap in, when they tap in, they gonna feel that music when they hear it. But I kind of knew off top, like just like that feeling, that energy of meeting somebody like yourself off top. Like I was like, nah, this guy like raw music, man. This guy likes just good music. It don't matter what kind of following it has. It don't matter. He's not looking to write right now about something. He's trying to see the foresee it. Again, foreseeing and vision always helps the story from even day one. I think I told my mom when I was 8 years old, early Puff.
Okay.
Early Puff.
Like 93?
Yeah, early Puff. Super early Puff. I told my mom that guy's going to be something.
Look what he had now.
Yeah, and then a couple years later, like she was like, oh shit. And then like years later, Em and Rihanna actually, the Monster Tour, and we were at the Yankee Stadium and shit, and I had options to bring anybody. I was given a ticket. So I brought my mom. We had the opportunity to pretty much have our guest on the platform where, all the A-level folks were at. And here you got Will Smith, Jada, Beyonce, Jay, the kids. Puff pulls up. We all hear about to watch this concert and shit. And my mom is with me, and my mom is like, yo, that's Puff. I'm like, yeah, that's Puff. She's like, oh, shit. She's like, shit's Puff. Paul taps my shoulder. Paul's like, yo, you want something to drink? Like, yeah. He's like, yeah, come grab your mom something to drink, too. So I step away, bro. I come back. Puff holding my mom watching the show by the time I came back with the drinks. And I asked my best friend that was with her, I was like, yo, how'd
that happen?
Yeah, he was like, she couldn't help herself, bro. She just ran down on him and just told him, like, oh my God, my son, we love you. Like, we've been watching you forever. Again, it's that vision, man, and kind of knowing and having that feeling, bro. Vince has something special that's going to help him go to a new level. His passion, because he's going through some shit over there in Gary, Indiana. I don't know if you ever been to Gary, but that shit is no joke.
No, yeah.
That shit is the bottom of the bottom.
I remember you playing him, and you was like, I'm not going to tell you nothing. I'm going to just let you hear it. And automatically, I heard the resemblance to Pac, and I'm like, nah, this is wild. And then you hit me with the whole fact that he's from Gary, Indiana, and I'm like, that's a whole nother region that people don't even know about.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they'll know it from Michael Jackson, but as of recent, to be honest with you, that's Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah, shout out Freddie Gibbs, man. That's a fact.
I'm super proud of Freddie.
That's a fact.
Freddie's somebody I know from early on. He went through a lot of trials and tribulations. He went through a lot of fuck shit. Things that people usually don't come out of what he came out of. And he came out of a few things. And to watch him hanging out with Puff, it's a guy that used to come visit me in my crib in Brooklyn and stay over from time to time. There's fire to watch him hanging out with Puff and bonding and Grammy nominated. Like, this is a real underground king. You know, I know Fred when he had just moved to L.A. I ain't hear his song and we just became friends. Just chilling and shit, vibing all through L.A. Like, to overcome, be Grammy nominated, I don't care if he won or not. He won. I'm
glad you brought up Gibbs too, because he's another one who's machine that I respect. Because if you know Gibbs' story, he didn't just get here overnight. You know what I mean? He wasn't Grammy nominated overnight. It took a process to get there. Looking at all the artists that you've come around and that you've been around, whose machine do you see and you're like, you know what? That's the ideal machine. That's the perfect machine.
I always admire the Paul and M dynamic works. That machine right there, that's a fire machine. I'll tell you why. Because it's always tapping into Eminem's creative and then flexing outward. You know, going inward to see what he likes, what he's into, and then finding the different highways and companies that complement it. It's never forcing the hand. You see some shit with artists that sometimes is a little bit off brand. So you know it's for the bag. And you know it's not authentic. But you gotta respect the hustle. I don't know if you ever pay attention to Eminem's watch game.
I haven't, no.
Severe. M's the first guy I've ever seen with the, you know, the gold nugget?
Yeah.
The gold nugget. He got the gold nugget of Rolex, bro. His shit is stupid. His watch game is stupid. Yeah. And maybe I'm giving myself props because I'm here to give myself props. I'm here for that. But the deal we made was with G-Shock. I helped him make it. I helped broker a deal with G-Shock. Yeah. It makes sense. You know, everyone in Eminem's fan base can't get a Rolex. He has a wide fan base. They can get a G-Shock. Yeah. And he makes it look cool, and G-Shock is cool in its own nature. So that marriage, that it's not forced. Nesty Brisk, the commercial, the way they animated it out with him, it complimented him, but it also complimented the brand. Yeah. You know that it's in the vein of the artist. And that's when great machines work. Sometimes just reaching, it waters your brand down and it hurts you in the long run. Yeah. There's only one person I think in our business that he could just he can do whatever he wants. I think Snoop is the only one that can do whatever he wants.
Why do you think Snoop is able to do that?
Because there got to be one golden goose always. And he's the golden goose. He can do anything, bro. Anything. State Farm commercials, toilet paper commercials.
Cooking dinner with Martha.
Anything. He can't go wrong. Your voice on GPS. Yeah. He can't go wrong, bro. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah. He's the golden goose.
And Snoop, too. He's another person that has a machine that's just it's impeccable and it's flawless.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like you have to maintain that. And Snoop has been doing this for 30 years, almost close to it. Yeah. Because Snoop came out in 92? Yeah. Right? So, more than 29 years? 30, yeah, 30 around that. Years. So asking you and, you know, again, being around these artists and then, you know, maintaining your own machine, what goes into maintaining one and making sure that it's being run well?
Always adapting to the forecast, but keeping the integrity of what you've created. Like not steering away from it, but just knowing that you got to change with time. And again, it's back to that most powerful word that I started with. You got to keep creating. Bro, the world is moving to a state where we're going to pay for things just by the identification of our face. You gotta know these things in order to create into that space and moving forward. And having people on your team that are sharp and keeping younger folks around. You know, the nonprofit stuff that I do is something that I tripped into, but it's something that I need now. And it's something I've been doing for like 5 years seriously, but 10 years just, inching in, because my partner is really the mastermind behind the nonprofit stuff. But I can't see myself doing nothing without talking to the youth right now. Like, that's why, like, I'm still 25. I'm gonna always be 25. Because I'm playing in between talking to everyday 15-year-olds and 55-year-olds. So I'm 25. I always tell people I'm 25.
I don't want to date you or whatever and, put an age on you.
I'm 38.
There we go. Okay.
I'm gorgeous 38.
Let them know. Let them know.
I'm 38.
Okay.
I got into this business when I was 18.
Okay.
Started in the clothing side of things.
Yeah. Shouts
to my guys I grew up with. We started off as Vampire Attire because we had a company called Vampire Entertainment. Shouts to the homie Van who helped get things started. First person that wore our clothing and had advertisements in the Source and Double XL back in 99, I would say 2000. It was Black Rob. May he rest in peace.
Wow.
Quick story, the first time I met Black Rob,
I'm
18, I believe, an 18-year-old kid, fresh off the street. I'm flex showing the shirts, I'm steaming them, making sure they fly. Put your shit on. He's like, yo man, you look like a cat they would call Pito. You look like a Pito. And it's funny, he said that's my house name.
Wow.
That's what they call me, my mom and my sister and shit. So it was kind of like, oh shit, this guy be. Like, you know he's entrenched in the hood amongst a lot of Latin folks if he knows the nicknames on top.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Has to be awesome. So man. I've been around for a little while, but I'm still.
Thanks for that segue, that little quick segue into Black Rob. Rest in peace to him. It's sad what happened to him. I want everybody to, look up on Black Rob because he wasn't just the whoa rapper. You know what I mean? Real niggas know he wasn't just a whoa rapper.
I've been on tour with Rob.
You know what I mean?
I moved around with Rob, but not only that, I gotta be honest with you, and I don't know if this has ever been said, but I think Black Rob has a top 5 bad boy album. I think that Life Story was so underrated. The song Whoa cannibalized an incredible piece of art. CeeLo Green's on that album. Jennifer Lopez is on that album.
People you wouldn't even expect him to
Yo,
work
bro.
with. Yeah, man.
Yo, bro, before CeeLo, became this pop icon, he was on BR's album, bro. Puff was on that album. Come on, what's the record? What's the
Which one?
I Love You, Baby. No, you don't. You drive me crazy. He told the whole story. I'm out uptown to Dykeman. Come on, bro. He was bugging, bro. He needs a lot more respect on his name. People are speaking on it, and they've been speaking on it for a while. And Nori, Master P was talking about it, but Nori's been preaching it for a while. Rappers need a union. Rappers need to kick some money back into their health. You guys make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, and you guys take care of everything but your health.
Yeah.
And, we'll blame big business, but you too can go get your own health insurance too. I'm going to start talking to the managers. Managers, start steering your artists in a healthier direction. It can't just be smoke, drink, and you think you're going to do 200 on the dashboard when it's time to race. It's a very important thing right now. We're watching a lot of our guys die. What
do you think is going to take for hip hop to even think about having a union for these artists?
I think it's going to take the cool billionaires to say it's time to think of our health and start marketing it the same way they do everything else.
Why do you think they're not doing that now, though? Because, and we could say it too, Hov is not out here eating whatever he want to eat.
He's not here to save everybody. He can't.
That's true.
He can't.
That's true.
He can't. He does a lot. He does a lot. It doesn't have to be a billionaire, excuse me. It has to be stronger influencers. And we have to get the health companies to start being just as cool as the other shit. I wasn't eating meat for like 2 years, and then my doctor said, you low on iron. I don't want to take pills. So now I search for the healthiest meat to eat for a few months, start to get my iron right. But it's something that I wouldn't have known if I didn't take that trip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I don't want to do. I got fear of doctors, bro. I don't know why.
It's something in the hood, man. We all have that fear.
Yeah, something that was instilled in us.
We all got that fear,
man.
But
it's important we talk about it, bro.
That's why we have these conversations.
Right? It's important that we educate someone that influences us so he can, regurgitate that information, man.
Yeah.
And give it back so the kids can feel like it's cool to go to the doctor, man.
Yeah.
I got to be real. I still have a fear. I don't want to hear bad news.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Because we're so used to hearing bad news.
I don't want to hear bad news.
I hear that, man. And that also falls into, my next question. And I'm gonna go back to my previous question before we talked about BR. But, I talked about maintaining the machine, but there's also protecting it. And I want to talk about, protecting the machine in the figurative sense, but then in the literal sense too, protecting your body. And we always have these conversations about mental health and going to see a therapist. How important is protecting your machine, and what do you do yourself to protect not only your machine of your business, all your businesses, and then your body as well?
Both are ran off your local forecaster, which is your guy deep down inside you called intuition. And in hip hop, in our culture, we turn off intuition just to be in the room with the cool guys. And you force yourself, and most of the times things go wrong because you're not listening to your intuition. I've never forced myself in the room, and I've always said any contact that I want, I can get it. This business is a web. Somebody's linked to somebody in the web. And it's very easy to see whom they're connected to, whom they're talking to via their social media. I don't want to keep asking people, I'm so-and-so, I'm so-and-so, I'm so-and-so, I'm so-and-so. It's like I'm forcing myself. So sometimes you don't got to force yourself and listen to your intuition, because most of the times when you just want to be in a room, you're going to put yourself in a position you don't want to be in. Because you don't know if this person got some sort of problem.
Yeah,
you don't know,
static.
Right? It could get crazy because you forced yourself in this room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't keep 100,000 people around you all the time. You don't know who got what kind of problems with them. And then, and a lot of times now, I don't want to go to any place because my intuition tells me this ain't it.
Yeah.
This ain't it. That ain't it. And when I need contact with somebody that I know, like, they're going to be in a place where there might be some friction, I don't want to force myself. I go through their social media, bro. I see who they connected with that I'm connected with, and then I hit everybody and I connect my dots.
Yeah.
And instead of forcing myself to get the contact today, I'll wait a couple days or a week. I'm going to get it. I'm not in no rush to potentially put myself in danger, because we know the type of artists that we work with in the world that we work with sometimes.
And it's funny you say that too, because I don't know if you remember when I had pulled up on you on that basketball game and you was with Nimic Revenue and you wanted me to talk to her and whatnot, and we started conversating, and then I'm not gonna name the rapper, but that rapper came in, big old crew, and you instantly was like, yo, Mark, I'm out of here. I'm like, yo, Dro, where you go? We just got here, like, whatever. You was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good, I'm out. And it's crazy because right after you left, the whole area just got packed full of people. It was just commotion and all that.
That energy, bro.
Yeah.
That energy, bro. Like, I've been in this business so long. It's not about that artist or your artist. It's about the community around it at that moment. You could feel it in the air, bro. I don't like that feeling no more. I was raised in that feeling. More than half the times growing up, I created that feeling. That's a fucked up feeling, bro. And you hurt a lot of people, bro. A lot of people get hurt. And everything starts with, how are you doing?
We don't ask each other that.
How are you feeling?
We don't ask each other that at all.
What's going on at home? You straight? You want to go for a walk? You and your girl good? You and your boyfriend good? Yeah? How's mom? Because most of the times, I know dad ain't around. I got to talk to kids that want to commit suicide this week. And those 3 words, how are you?
Does wonders for them.
Everything spills.
Yeah.
You be surprised, bro.
Yeah.
Some are uplifted, yo. Some will break the fuck down because they're not used to that question.
Yeah.
So when you walk in my room at the community center, when it starts to pop,
Yeah.
that's the most important question.
Very briefly, not even very briefly, because I love talking to you, Dro. Go into the nonprofit organization that you got, because again, that's another machine. How did it start? How did you get into it from the music industry? Because yeah,
I'll make this real simple. My partner's a genius. My partner Martin Medina is a genius. When I started the whole vision of wanting to do clothing as a young boy, when I started doing the clothing thing, I didn't really know how to do graphics and shit like that. I had a vision when I used to draw and shit like that. But he worked at a printing shop and he had an idea. So when I told him I wanted to do clothing, like, long story short, he pretty much dropped out of college and just joined me on this process. Fast forward in life, he said, I'm starting a nonprofit. You got to have somebody be like your vice president or your witness. I thought I was just a witness, but when we walked out, he turned the paper in he came to see me like at 4:40. He had to turn it in by like 4:50.
Yeah.
So like he ran out the courthouse. I signed the paper. He ran back in. He's like, woo! And he comes back. He's like, yeah, now you're the vice president of a nonprofit organization.
And you like, what?
I'm like,
what you talking about?
I'm like, what? So it just happened like that. And then like he had his regular job, but he would always be in at the community centers, several of them, the Henry Street, Grand Street, Education Alliance, and he would always have little programs he do, and he would always ask me, come talk, come hang out. Shouts to Peter Rosenberg, because Peter always came and he judged all the fucking talent shows. I used a lot of my shit. Even shouts to fucking LB Runts Gang. LB, the jokes up.
I remember. Yeah.
He was giving out school bags
Yeah.
for my neighborhood for the community.
Yeah.
So from then till now, it's just been about him creating these programs for the kids and me using my network to enhance the programming. And as time went on, I learned about the programming. I learned about the laws. I learned about the know-how and the ways of gathering community, the legalities of it. For us, we don't play with politicians because politicians is a talk game. Our politics is our feet. We like to walk. We like to show. We like to do. Most beautiful thing just happened. Like, we got the program now where we have a screen printing program. We're teaching the kids of the community how to make merch. You know what I'm saying? And, by God, our first collaboration landed yesterday. Levi's and Uncle Paulie's, man. Shouts to both of them. Yeah,
Shout out to y'all for that, man.
Yeah, man. So that's going to be our first project to help continue to raise money for equipment and just pretty much the facility to maintain it and make sure that we kicking ass. So like it's for a greater cause, man.
Yeah.
I ain't put a dime in my pocket, bro. I've probably taken, more money out my pocket, but it's not the feeling of, it's not a monetary win thing, bro. It's a internal human being thing. And I'm wealthier than most when it comes to that.
And I want to ask you too, and I'm glad that you say that because, we live in a society, we're from communities where we think that, that piece of paper is what determines success. And I'm glad that you say you didn't take nothing out of your pocket. How do you know when you're really wealthy and when you're not? In the sense of, I'm doing something for the greater good.
I can't tell you because it's natural for me. I kind of like, since I was a kid, like my mom would tell you, like, I bring drug dealers plates of food because I know it's cold downstairs and outside. I was 10, 11 years old. My mom she's like, I'm about to throw this. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Pad that up. Bring that to the lobby. That's just naturally in me to just like, because it's about feeling good, man. It's that saying, man. It's the small things, man. You'd be surprised. You give somebody a fresh pair of kicks right now, motherfuckers feel good. Like, oh, shit.
I'm new.
And something that you like, too.
Yeah.
Come on, man. This is how fire the Shady family is, right?
Talk to me. What's up?
During this pandemic shit, we weren't allowed to do our festival with our nonprofit. We usually do a festival in the middle of the community,
Okay.
at a schoolyard, and we get all types of permits. People line up, thousands of people line up. It's so beautiful. And this year we weren't able to do that, so we partnered with housing, with New York City Housing Authority, and we did it safe. Because of COVID restrictions, we did a safe back to school event. Because our sweet thing is the back to school festival. That's when we shut the town down.
Yeah.
But we couldn't do that, but we did. And how we did it was, we got the Brooklyn Marching Band, these young wonderful kids who actually need some help also to help house their equipment. We got them to march in 2 different directions in the neighborhood, and we had hundreds of volunteers come out. So how it went down was we put posters in all the buildings in the housing complexes, and we put HQ codes, HR codes.
Yeah.
So they took pictures and went straight to an application on your phone, and you put how many kids in your house, if you need food, and what time.
And you have it all ready for them.
Boom. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So check this fly shit out. We had the equipment and shit. We spoke to the school superintendent, and he said, "Yo, it's important that the kids have headphones this year." And like, yo, bro, we're like 3 days out, bro. We're like, oh shit. Like, we didn't even think of that. We thought the essence, and the essence was fine too.
Yeah.
I totally forgot to tap into my Shady family, and I hit Paul up, and I said, "Yo, Paul, we need 9,000 headphones, Paul."
He probably must have been like, hold on, Joe.
I swear to God, he didn't say that. He said, "Send me up a 1 sheet."
Wow.
And we get it done. And it was done. And we sent them everything. We put the order through. They zipped the money in.
Yeah.
It was, bro.
Yeah.
Clutch.
Yeah.
Clutch.
Yeah.
Key. 3 days out. The delivery came in, bro. We packed the bag. Yo, man.
Out the door, ready.
So beautiful, bro. The Marshall Mathers Foundation, man. That shit, like.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, that was super fire, bro.
That's beautiful.
Like, you can't. That's angel shit, bro.
Yeah.
Word.
Being a part of seeing those different machines with, the Marshall Mathers Foundation, Shady, Def Jam, what is something that you see from those machines that you took away and added to your own? Integrity. Now,
don't fold. Nobody.
And when you say that, and this industry is tough when it comes to having integrity, because you get hit with a lot of shit that, it tests you, like, yo, come down this path, make it easier for yourself and type shit. How do you ignore all of that and stay on that path?
You gotta go through the fuck shit. You gotta know that feeling.
Yeah.
Intuition. Because you go through a lot of dumb shit. You learn cloudy people, and you learn those go-getters. And the go-getters are usually, creators, people with a vision, and it's this the horse blockers. You gotta earn them.
Yeah.
When they come, you gotta make sure that you keep them clean too. It's like a young samurai, man. If you don't sharpen your sword when it's time for war, you're gonna get your shit.
You can get caught out there.
Correct.
Yeah.
You get your whole head sliced off.
Yeah. And again, it's intuition again. But how do you know to trust your intuition? Because there could be situations where it's like,
yeah, you gotta go through fuck shit.
Yeah.
You gotta go through bad deals. You gotta be around bad people to know what good people are. And it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault. Sometimes you go through a phase where you don't have a mentor, man. It's very important to have mentors and people to look up to, bro. It's very important to tap into different stories and read and listen, because to have a point of view is better than being blind. A lot of times in this business, we go in blind. And it's okay, because if you go in blind with great people, there's going to be great results.
Yeah.
But if you go in blind with people where the weather's like this,
Yeah, it's murky.
you're going to be your results, man.
Yeah.
So you got to put yourself around a winning village.
Yeah.
And all that murkiness goes away.
Yeah.
Because your village is always going to hold you down.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy we had that conversation. We're talking about that now, because I don't know if you remember, we went to get sushi that one time. And shout out Carl, because you're supposed to have a sushi dinner with us too,
Carl,
bro. Come on, man.
Was that an amazing sushi
That
dinner
was,
or what,
man.
bro?
Nah, that was because, you know, you basically reiterated the same thing that you're saying tonight. It was like, yo, you know, you got to go through the bullshit to understand what's really there, you know?
I mean, and I'm not going to say like that period is a whack period. It's not a whack period. It's a learning period.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you don't want to learn through a professor. That was his story.
You want to learn from the student.
Yeah, learn your shit, man.
Yeah.
It's okay to go through things, man.
Yeah.
It's that shit we were talking about earlier. You want a bicep, but you don't want to do a push-up.
Exactly.
How you going through the pain for the pleasure, man.
That's true. I want to briefly get into the nitty gritty, and you know, from my interviews, I like to get personal with, you know, my guests. When you talk about going through the pain, you know, going through the hustle and the grit and the grind, you know, what was the hardest thing for you and your machine that really tested your mental? Was like, damn, can I really do this?
Working at Def Jam. You know, when I came from Shady Records is like it's like working with the greatest street ball team that could play in the NBA. Because we got a player that won't miss. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now, when you get into the NBA, you can't use those crossovers no more, bro. You're going to hit the bench.
Yeah. So you got to relearn the game. Yeah.
So learning how to come, you know, you don't even have to stretch. You just come out there and perform.
Yeah.
So now you have to stretch. You have to learn the game plan. You got to know the playbook.
Yeah.
You have to know these things in order to win.
Yeah.
You have to learn that there's a front office. There's, you know, this is a corporate machine.
Yeah.
This isn't the EBC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dykeman Park no more. I can't come up and just pull from wherever I want to pull.
Yeah.
No, you really got to know your playbook.
What was the moment where you understood that? Was there like a meeting you had at the offices where you was like, holy shit,
man,
this is different?
It's just, I would say a couple of missed signings.
Oh, yeah, you told me that a bunch of times.
A couple of missed, you know.
There's one big one that I want you to throw. I don't know if you can throw that out there, but everybody's favorite.
Big signings, man. Yeah, I got to be real. I think the Pop Smoke, I brought Pop Smoke to the table. Shouts to Rico, shouts to Steven. I brought Pop to the table very early on. I believe Pop had anywhere in between 3,000 and 7,000 followers. And, you know, I just went off of my instincts and my feelings with it. But I was going through some shit at that time where I couldn't give all of it my energy. So, that shit... Like, yo, bro, you gotta sharpen up your swords, B. You can't be dropping balls like shit like that.
So do you feel like because you didn't know the game is the reason why Pop...
It's not that I didn't know the game. I think that there was a couple things that I could have did better.
Got you.
On my side. Stronger communication. From my side. I'm only talking on my behalf.
Yeah.
I could have did a better job of communicating, but everything happens for a reason, and I'm super proud of the guys. And once again, I knew a superstar was on the way, man. I knew that shit, bro.
And we got one.
Yeah, he's the god still.
You know, and that's crazy too, because that's a revelation. Pop was almost signed to Def Jam, but whatever. But you know, missing on that opportunity, what moment, or how did you pivot from that? Because you always got to bounce back from missing a shot.
I started to read and I started to listen more.
Okay. In terms of what, like listening to your coworkers, listening
To everybody.
the environment? Okay.
To everything.
Okay.
I just you know, I was super excited about working at a major label. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you knew my energy up at the offices at Def Jam, I'm very outspoken, sometimes a little too loud. And I think after that, I think I pumped my brakes and I said, humble up, kid.
Yeah.
And I don't even humble up. It's just, let me chill.
Just chill, yeah. Don't be the loudest in the room.
Not even don't be the, because sometimes it just naturally comes out. I have
out.
an excitement to myself, but it's just like, take one step back so you can move a couple steps forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, start sponging up again. Start building up more knowledge, because there's other ways to communicate.
You know, we've been talking about machines this whole conversation. What's one thing that you want to make sure that, and I know you said intuition and integrity, but what is one thing that you want to make sure that your machine always has?
People who care. People with vision. And people ready to take risks. Because all three of those things teach you about people who just want to keep learning, taking these dope risks, man.
Yeah.
Because this business keeps turning and turning and turning. Look where we are now, bro. NFTs are about to be the most important thing shaking, bro. If you don't school on it, you're gonna be lost. You're gonna still keep putting out albums.
Yeah.
And that's that. There's so much more to it right now, bro. It's beautiful too. Such a fucking great land to get lost in.
I hear that.
It's undiscovered.
Yeah.
It's like streaming. It's never moving backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a beautiful game, bro.
Yeah. I hear that.
Word.
I hear that. For my last question, man, you know, you brought up risks, right? Do you think risks are important?
Absolutely. A lot of times you don't take risks because you don't know how. You were never taught to. And then when you finally do, out of your own, it's like shedding a skin, bro. It's like a sense of freedom. So every risk you take is a sense of freedom. And remember, no risk, no reward. You must take risks out here. Calculated ones. Because a lot of times, people think that it's money that's needed to do everything. And money is needed. But if you partner with somebody, the paper is there. Now go take the risk. So take the risks. Always take the risk. Especially if you're not a malicious person, you're only gonna get some great feedback, or you're gonna learn something.
Dro, man, again, my brother, thank you so much for this conversation,
No question,
my brother.
Bro. Love always.
First
you know how this shit goes. Numero uno, baby.
You know, we definitely got more coming, but again, Dro, my God, thank you so much. I want y'all to keep tuning into him. So please give your Instagram handle, all your information to them.
At Downtown Dro, DOWNTOWN_DRO. Shouts to the foundations. Why Not Care More, nonprofit foundation. You can go to whynotcaremore.org if you want to donate and be a part of what we do. Check our calendar. Come join us. And the Growth and Goals Mindset Foundation. We are a for-profit foundation that works with at-risk youth and helping them build, you know, resumes, business plans, even help them get their driver's ed, some driver's ed for the kids in the community. So these are the things that we do. Shouts to Def Jam, shouts to Shady Records, shouts to the family, Carte Blanche Music. Love is Dro, man. It's me.
We're here.